I'm going to turn this pile of dirt into a razor sharp knife. That works a lot better than I thought it would. But this won't be easy, because if you've ever touched dirt, you know it doesn't really cut anything. So why am I using a material that has no structure at all? Because I'm on a quest to find out which material makes the best knife. I've tried everything from meteorite to petrified wood and had results ranging from awesome to awful. Now I want to try dirt. Dirt has a special place in my heart. I was raised by a hardworking mother who worked and saved, and when I was a teenager, we finally got our first shovel. I used that shovel in the dirt lot next to my house during every summer vacation. I spent hours digging holes and building bike jumps. But much like childhood, that dirt lot didn't last. A year before I graduated high school, somebody bought it and built a house on it. Now there's a dirt-shaped hole in my heart, and I think this project might be exactly what I need to fill it.
First things first, I need some dirt.
I got a cup of dirt, I got a cup of dirt.
I think it would be funny if our dirt knife had grass handles, so while I'm out here, I'll cut some of that with some lawn shears. For all you Redditors out there, this is what grass looks like. Back inside, it's time to turn these into something usable for making a knife. Now for the dirt blade itself, I have an idea I want to try. I don't know how well it'll work, but I want to see what happens because it'll give me the most pure dirt knife possible. Let's just say, it involves a bit of jorking it. And by jorking it, I mean compacting it into a brick using a hydraulic press.
All right, let's start with that and see what happens. That doesn't look half bad. Now we just gotta fill up the handle. Okay, here's the real test. Can it survive when I take it out of the mold? This is hairstyling powder, so maybe something like this will work. All right, let's mix that up. I'm going to add some more hairstyling gel, and then I'm going to get it a little wet and see if that helps. Yeah. Smash the dirt. Oh no. Why?
Well, the dirt is no longer bricked up, and neither am I, so let's try another method using some resin and molds. But there's a serious problem. This method will require me to use the table saw. I'm going to film this whole process just in case I cut my arm off. That way I'll be able to at least show people how I lost it.
No missing fingers for me. Yet.
I needed to cut these so I could make two molds, one for the blade and one for the handle scales. I'm sure you know where this is going. I'm going to add some resin to this dirt and grass to stabilize them and make them usable.
Ugh.
However, I'm not going to add too much because if I did, the whole comment section would be about how the knife is mostly resin and that it's a bad video and that they hate me.
I better not see any comments about using mold release. I don't want any big chunks like this rock. Get out! This calls for titanium rod. Alright, we're pouring the resin on the dirt. Ooh, interesting. Pay attention to how it stays light and then slowly gets darker. Just as if it were water. I'm just gonna stir it up now and we'll see what it looks like. This is one that definitely needs to go into the vacuum chamber. No! I dropped my popsicle stick in it. Okay, this is looking nice and mixed, so let's go put this in the vacuum chamber. Ooh. It doesn't fit. Why didn't I check that before cleaning it? So I guess the dirt's just gonna have air bubbles in it, and we'll hope they work their way out. We will put the grass in though, because it fits in a smaller chamber.
The vacuum chamber will get all the air bubbles out and make sure our finished product looks good.
Set that aside gingerly.
But not too gingerly because I still want my soul. This is looking good.
Now all we have to do with it is put it in the hot box to dry. Just right in there. And the dirt one too. Nice and cozy in there. With the spoon, of course.
Oh.
You want to know how I got this scar? It was from trying to remove some resin from a mold. It was the banana video, actually. Come on! You all watched me use mold release. There we go.
I decided it would be kind of funny if I made the same knife but reversed, so I went out to get some more grass.
All right, this stuff is fresh. Oh, I didn't use mold release. Oh, that's way too much. Here's some more.
Something that saddens me about this one is how it seems to have some gaps in it. So I want to try to avoid that with this batch. Before I poured the resin this time, I wanted to remove some parts of the mold so I could fit it in the vacuum chamber. Ah yes, the old oily sanding disc for the angle grinder. It's not even a cut-off wheel, that's not gonna work. Let's do something dumb. Cut that all the way through, because that's a good way to get plexiglass flung at you. Oh, yeah. So remember when I was talking about getting plexiglass flung at you? There it is. That's only like 10 feet away from the saw. Subscribe for more woodworking tips. All right, now we gotta reattach this. I want something that'll squish this down so it's not so airy and spaced out. Somebody got oil all over. Just little tiny droplets of oil everywhere. Like a glove. Anyways, now that the molds fit in the vacuum chamber, I'll pour in the dirt and add the resin. I really wanted to make sure the grass was mostly grass, so the knife blade would actually be grass. I feel like I'm draining a tuna can right now. One of my favorite pastimes, by the way. Then it was back to the vacuum chamber. I really wanted to make sure all the bubbles were out of both of them, so I let them sit there a little longer than the first time. I was also playing Clash of Clans, and that's why I left them in there for so long. Problem is, I left them in there for too long, so when I let the air back in, this happened. Well, it looks like the dirt is a little funky looking, but I think we can kind of level it out. Into the hot box you go overnight. Those weights will hold it down. We'll see these two bad layers in a couple days. All right, we can't quite fit the entire knife on this dirt block, so we're just gonna take this little guy, boink, move him down here, boink. Perfect. We'll just glue these two together and bada bing, bada boom. Mr. Worldwide has a step in the room. Oh yeah. This is looking lovely. We can see here there's a layer where it's mostly dirt and a layer that's mostly resin. And it's definitely way too thick, so let's take that off. You don't want a knife handle that's that thick. That's a little too much. So we'll shape these handles. Oh, there goes the back piece. We'll glue that back piece on, and then we're good to shape the knife. Super glue on one side. Super glue accelerator on the other side. Kazam. Uh-oh. Gotta make sure that's lined up because that's bonding instantly. Up, and now it's glued to the table. Come on, get off the table. Ah, there we go. Took a little bit of the table with us. Learned a little trick from a professional knife maker. You take your two handles and glue them together just a little, and you do all your shaping while they're together so you don't make them two different shapes. They don't really fit together right now, so I need to grind this bumpy top layer down. And now, bazinga, they fit together. So now let's just, maybe we'll tape them instead of gluing them. That's not quite as permanent. Make ourselves a little blunt here. Great at rolling those. And we'll sandwich them together. Call me a barber because I'm lining it up. Now we can shape the handle scales. Now I gotta round it out. Now we need to get rid of the resin layer on this. I started sanding down the other side to smooth it out and thin it out. Now we can start removing right here along the blade and giving it a bit of a sharp point. Oh, I forgot my center line. Okay, that's good. This part is really hard because to make it look good, you either need years of experience or a jig to help you line it up. I have neither, but I haven't lost me good spirits, I haven't. All right, the blade is ready for the handles to be attached. Just when I thought we were smooth sailing, disaster struck. Get some super glue on there. Just a couple dabs will do ya. Let's see. It looks like the handle is just a bit longer than the blade. Uh-oh. 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 Well, I can... No, let's move that down. Come on. Holy moly, why is it bonded already? I didn't use any accelerator. Uh-oh.
Oh no, it bonded out of position. Well, let's do the other side and then worry about that after. Make sure that's lined up this time. This sounds like a job for super glue debonder. Pour that in there. Now we gotta wait a couple minutes. Just gonna put my razor blade in there. You know what? Maybe I'll just grind it down. That's quitter talk. Come on. More debonder. Debonder, I hardly know her. This super glue is tough. No! Yeah, that didn't work in the slightest. Yeah, I should have left it. It would be a Waterjet channel knife video unless I broke the blade. Alright, let's glue this back together. Call me Humpty Dumpty's kings, horses, and men. Alright, that's almost done. We just gotta do some touch-ups here and there. But since we're here, let's unbox these two fellers, eh? Why does it look like butter? Butter, I hardly know her. It looks like somebody dumped a bunch of oil in there. This is proving to be quite the nightmare. Making me cry. Why did it turn out so bad?
This was pretty discouraging. I was so close to finishing, but yet so far. Everything I had tried for the grass turned out bad. But then I had one idea that could either go really well or be a complete waste of time and energy. But there was only one way to find out which one it would be.
You know what? I went and collected this grass on this plate, and then now I'm thinking I could just use a plate as a mold, and then I don't have to remake this. All right, now the weight. Okay, that will hopefully work.
While that's curing, we can cut out the dirt handle scales and start shaping them.
Oh, what a treat. Nice and dirty. Now I gotta grind down these dirt handles. Oh, why isn't there better lighting? That's because the sun went down and now it's dark outside and I'm not putting up lighting so you can see how long I've been here and I've been suffering.
I don't know if it was being at the shop for 12 hours, dealing with trying to make something that nature just didn't want happening, huffing resin fumes the whole time, or D, all of the above, but I was kind of starting to lose my mind.
Do I look like Batman? How about now?
But I was so close I could taste it.
Stay on there. Be good.
Just when I thought my grass knife making experience couldn't get any worse.
Well, I've ground it down, but for some reason it's very flexible. Like, yeah, it's thin, but it shouldn't be this flexible. I think it's probably because it's mostly grass and there isn't enough resin to make it rigid. I've had an idea. Oh boy, it's only 11:17. Okay, here we have reinforcement blade. Bada bing, bada boom, we have rigidity, and it's at the cost of looking a little bit dumb, but I mean, it's a grass knife, come on. Oh boy, just in time to go home before midnight, what a treat. It's only an hour drive home.
The next day.
The second to last step on these knives is to sharpen them so they can actually cut something. Then it was time for the final step, making the knives actually look good.
It's time for a little bit of that secret sauce. Wait, where'd the knife go? Sorry.
This is always my favorite part because not only am I finished making a knife that probably took way longer than I thought it would, but also the knives start to look really good. But a knife that looks good isn't a good knife if it doesn't actually cut anything, so we better test them.
All right, I'm really excited for this test, mainly because of these carrots that I got. You ready for this, Bentley?
What the? That's the biggest carrot I've ever seen.
I know.
What?
Here's a cucumber for scale. Let's try the grass knife. Old bendable. There's old reliable, and then there's old bendable.
Oh, that was not a good noise.
That's working better than I thought it would. Oh, a little bonus for the grass knife is that it gets some grass in your food. You know what? That's pretty good. That works a lot better than I thought it would. Yowza, this is doo-doo. All right, here we have the dirt knife. I can see my house through here.
Wow.
Spot the carrot. Let's try the dirt knife on the cucumber, the cucumba. Here we go. This is where true gamers are made. Oh!
Ooh.
Let's see how thin we can go. Ooh, that was nice. Look at that. You can like actually see my finger through it. Oh, so relaxing. Let's see how the dirt knife does against the tomato. Ooh, that's knife.
Wow, that's really good.
Very nice. Let's go for a really thin piece. I kind of reached a limit with the sharpening on this one because it started to kind of flake off. Oh man, okay. You know, dirt isn't just a uniform substance. You can really see that here with the wide variety of different rocks in here, which is rather interesting. But because of that, you can't really get a fine edge because these pieces start to flake off and fall out. And don't forget to go to joindeleteme.com/waterjet to get 20% off a consumer plan.